Hello amazing people, welcome again back to another beautiful tutorial, the first tutorial for the year 2025, and I'm saying happy new year once again. A prosperous and fulfilled 2025 for every one of us. Okay, yes guys, so today of course I want to show you how to make this very beautiful and trending kaftan. Yes, so this is the African print that I am using, and of course I'm also working along with the plain fabric. Yes, so this one will do for the collars, and I have my working too. So let's just go ahead and lay our fabrics on the table so that we'll get started. All right, so this is my fabric. So all you need to do is to measure the full length of your client. Okay, so when you measure the full length, it will enable you know how to fold, and you can see the fold is going to go along the yardage, because this is a full length gown. So the length for the person I'm working with is 52. Okay, so I added extra 2 inches for joining at the shoulder and also hemming on the lower part, and that is 54. So all you need to do is to measure your 54 twice. Okay, yes, once you do that, then you double the fold equally, and that will be it. Then of course you have to fold it the other way around, so you have 4 folds. So you can see by the width I have my 22.5, and by the length I have my desired length. Yes, so that's just it guys. It's a very simple fold. So we're going to start up now by taking a slope. I'm taking a slope of 1 inch at the very edge. You can see I'm marking my 1 inch slope. Then I'll come to the very beginning there, and I'm going to indicate 2.5. Yes, 2.5 is going to be what? The neck width that I'm going to be working with, 2.5. So from that point, I'll just connect it to my 1 inch slope, and that will be it. You can see we have our slope there. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take note of the neck width for the back neckline. Remember, I'm working with 2.5. While for the neck depth, I'm going to be working with what? 1.5 actually. So now neck width of 2.5 and neck depth of 1.5 inches, and this one is for the back neckline. That's what we are marking out first here. Now, indicating the shoulder. The shoulder for this person is 42 divided by 2, and that's 7. But I'm going to add extra 1 inch to that, and that will be it. So whatever your shoulder is, divide it by 2, add extra 1 inch. It's very important to do that because of the Agbada effects we're going to be creating on this kaftan. So from that point of 8 inches, I'm going to mark 6 inches again. Now, this 6 inches now is what is going to help us create that Agbada effect. Okay, now from the point of that 6 inches, you can now take the length of your sleeve, and what I have here is just 8.5, and it's very okay for the length of the sleeve. Okay, yeah, so going ahead to repeat that, you can see 8 inches for the shoulder width. Then from that point you mark 6 inches for the Agbada effect. Then from that point of 6 inches, you now indicate the length of the sleeve, which here is going to be what? 8.5. At the end of the day, it's going to be 8 rather, because we'll use half inches to sew the band. Now we are going to indicate the sleeve opening. Now the sleeve opening from that slope point, I'm working with 10. Okay, 10 inches is okay for this person. So I'm just going to extend the line downward, and so that's going to what? Represents the chest line. You can see me making that straight line there. All right, so the next thing I will indicate the waistline. I'm marking that at 17 inch. I'm marking my 17-inch waistline there. So I'm just indicating that point because I'm going to be having a cut together pocket. So from that waistline, I'm also coming down by 8 inch, and that's going to be what? Representing the hip line. Okay, yes, because between the waist and the hip, I'm going to be having what? The cut together pockets. All right, so of course we have what? Our desired length. Now I'm going to be fixing the body circumference. So I'm working with the biggest body circumference here. And for this person, the hip is 39 divided by 4, and that is what? 9.5. So I'm working with 9.5 now. So I'm going to be adding extra 5 inches because this is supposed to be what? A kaftan. Okay, so it's meant to be free, so I'm adding 5 inches. So this same measurement, I will just repeat it all the way to the what? The hemline of this gown. So you can see me connecting everything to a straight line, one measurement for all. Now on that our chest line there, we'll just create an armhole effect there. You can see, and that will be it for the side drafting. Then of course I'm also going ahead to create my cut together pocket. You can see, just making that curve about 1 inches below the hip line, and that's what we have. We're done with the side drafting, so you can see how this looks now. And yeah guys, so going ahead to cut this out, cutting out the neckline. Remember, this for the back neckline, then going ahead to cut out the slope. Guys, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that. Remember to like, share with your friends and sewing communities. I will appreciate this a lot. Okay, yes guys, so you can see I actually notched that point where we have that agbada effect, the 6 inches point. You can see I notched it, so it's very important. So I'm going to what marking that line much later. So you can see what we have when we're done cutting. So going ahead to take out one piece, and that's going to be the back piece. Now we'll just set that aside, then we'll concentrate for the front. Now from the shoulder, I'm coming down by 8 inch. You can see that I'm coming down by 8 inches from there. Then I'll go ahead and connect it to my neck width, more like a V neckline there. Or like you see me doing, you can see me creating that V shape there. 8 inches from the shoulder line, you can see. Yeah, so from that shoulder line now, I'm going to be moving inwards by 2 inch. Just follow what I'm doing, just moving inward by 2 inch, and I'll repeat this till I get to the end of the gown, the end of this dress. You can see I'm repeating my 2 inches all the way. So once I'm done, I'll also go ahead and connect all these points to a straight line. So once I'm done now, I'll go ahead and reconnect that V shape, just like you see me doing, reconnect it back to the neck width, you can see. And so this is exactly what we need. So which means in the initial V neck has been discarded. You can see me rolling that off. And so following the direction of my finger, this is how the cutting goes. And that's just it, guys. So go ahead now and cut this out. So once we're done cutting this out, the next thing of course will be to start joining our piece together. So it's that simple, guys. You can see how the cutting goes. You can see, so we're done. So this is what the front piece looks like now. So just go ahead now and join it to the back piece. Just place it right side over the other and join the shoulder. That's the next step I'm going to do. So once I'm done joining the shoulders, this is what we have. You can see what we have. This point, I have joined my shoulders. You can see. And just like I said, that point where we notched, you can see I've used my chalk to mark it on the right side. Okay, but just to confirm, from the sleeve edge, we already have 8.5 as the length of the sleeve, right? And so from that point, we have our 6 inches. So that 6 inches is what we are using for what? The agbada effect, which we are about to create now. Now, between the 6 inches, get the midpoint again, which will be 3, because 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? You can see me marking that point now. Now, watch what you're going to do. You're just going to pick it up from that 3 points, right? You raise it up in such a way that the 2 points are going to be matching each other. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Once you achieve this, use your pin to hold this down. Just following what I do. There's nothing difficult here at all. So what you're doing, you're just making the distance of that 6 inches, you're just making them align together. That's exactly what we're doing here. Just carefully hold it down with a pin like this. Then arrange your fabric. You can see how it's looking now. So we're going to be making a stitch. You're going to be sewing 5 inches apart. So from that shoulder joining, you're just going to be sewing 5 inches apart. You can see what I'm doing. I'm marking 5 inches away from the shoulder joining, and I'm doing it on the other side. So you can go ahead and make a straight line so that when you're placing it on your machine, you know that it will just make it easy. You know you're sewing from one point to the other. It's that simple, guys. There's nothing extra here at all. So you can see this now. So this process, of course, we're going to repeat it on the other side as well. Okay, yeah, just go ahead and measure 8.5, which is the sleeve length from the edge of the sleeve. Then from that point, you indicate the 6 inches, which is for the agbada effects. Then the 6 inches, get the midpoint at 3. Then at that 3 inches, just pick it up from there and fold it in such a way that the 2 initial points are matching up. You can see, hold that down with a pin, and that's what you have. Then of course, receive that same process of going ahead to mark 5 inches worth away from the shoulder joining. You can see me repeating the same process here again, and do the same thing for the other side. Go ahead and connect it with a straight line so that when you're sewing on your machine, you know you're sewing from that straight line, just that point, and that will be it, guys. You can see how this is looking already. So this is how it's meant to be. So once you're done with this, then we can go ahead and fix the band on the sleeve. So for my sleeve, I'm going to be using my plain fabric. So this is a crepe fabric, and I'm going to be sewing on the inside. So what we have there is 3 inches in width. You can see it's 3 inches in width, and this sew is going to be sewing from the wrong side. Okay, you sew from the wrong side, then you bring it out to the right side. So just a quick demonstration I'm going to do. Just use your pin to hold it down, just like you see me doing right now. That's how the sewing is going. So once you're done sewing, you just move everything to the right side, make a little bit of fold, and of course you top stitch, and that will be it, guys. It's that simple. You can see how this looks. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Of course, you do the same thing for the other side. So I'm just going ahead to finish all this up, then I'll show you the next step. And at this point, you can see we're done with the sleeve band. We're also done creating that Agbada effect. You can see how this is looking already. You can see how beautiful this is looking, guys. Yeah, so that's it for this one. So the next thing we're going to do now is to go ahead and fix our collar. Okay, so in doing that, we're going to be measuring from down all the way around the neckline down to the other side. So I'm going to use my tape to do that. Just take your tape all the way. So doing this is just going to help you, know the amount of strap that you're going to be using for your collar. And so, of course, when I did mine, I first of all counted the full tape at 60, then I did about 54 thereabout. Yeah, so that enabled me to know the amount of strap that I'm going to use, which is what I have here. So I actually have more than enough. So at the end of the day, I'll still be cutting off some excesses. So yeah, but for me to achieve this long strap, I had to do an equal joining. Okay, so I had to do an equal joining of 2 long straps together to be able to achieve this one. So the next thing I want to do now is from that shoulder joining, I'm going to be marking remember the 8 inches like we marked for our v-neck, right? That's what I'm doing right now from that shoulder joining. So because I know we've already taken 0.5 to join our shoulder, so what I'm marking here is 7.5. I hope you understand. So after that, I'm going to be measuring, just like you see me putting my tape. I'm measuring from that point we just marked. It will go round the back neckline and also come downwards to the other part, okay? Yes, so the idea is just to get the round measurement of our V-neck shape there, you can see. And when I was done measuring, I had about 23 inches. 23 inches is what I have. We're going to be working with that, so we need to set that aside. Now, the next thing I did as well was to get the center point of the back neckline. So you can see me bringing the 2 shoulder joinings together. You can see, very important you do this. So by doing this now, we're getting the center back neckline. You can see, so I'll go ahead and notch, just give it a little bit of notch there. Okay, so in doing that, of course, to make it more visible, I had to use my chalk to do that. You can see, so we have that point. That's where we start joining our collar from. So remember the measurement of our round v-neck. Remember it's 23. Okay, yes, 23 is what we're working with now, but that 23 I have to divide it into 2. So dividing my 23 into 2, I have 11.5. 11.5. So this 11.5, I'm going to be needing it now. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my long strap, okay, for my collar. Like I said, I have an equal joining, so I'm going to fold this into 2 equal parts. You can see that joining there, so that's going to serve as my center fold. You can see this now. Now from that center fold, what we're going to do now is to measure down that 11.5. Okay, I'm still trying to hold it down with my pin so that we have this in place. But by the way, the width of this my strap. Okay, initially what I have measured here was 6 inches actually, but I later reduced it to 5 inches. You can see I measured about 6 inches here. You can see 6 inches. So but I later worked it 5 inches. Okay, yes. So like I said, all I need to do now is to measure down that 11.5 down from that top there. I'm going to indicate that 11.5. Okay, and mark that point. So from that point we mark, we are going to start sewing down. And mind you, your sewing is going to be at the center. So because this is like 5 inches, you're going to be sewing at the center, which will be 2.5. So you need to make a straight line down to the end and sew on that center line 2.5. But you will not sew exactly to the end. I had to stop 15 inches away from the end. I hope you are getting this. I have to stop 15 inches away from the end. Now, that 15 inches is going to serve what as the down slit. So you can see where I'm stopping now. So I'm starting from that point all the way. I will stop 15 inches away. So the extras is going to serve what as my slit at the front. That's what I'm going to do. I'll go ahead and sew this up now. Of course, you see how it turns out. And when you're done, this is exactly what we're talking about. You can see how the collar is already looking. You can see that opening of the 11.5 and of course the slit at the lower part. Now it's time to attach this one to our main dress. So like I said, we're going to be joining from the center back neckline, which I've already indicated already. So our center on the collar is already visible because of that joining. So we're just going to pin it down, align it to the center back neckline, and it makes everything easy. Just pin it down and start sewing. Start sewing from that point down to one end, and you repeat the same thing on the other side. Trust me guys, it's a very easy sewing. There's nothing difficult. So I'll just go ahead and finish all this up now. And when I was done, guys, I mean, look, this is how it looks. You can see how beautiful this is looking already. And of course, this is how you see the lower part. You can see that slit opening on the lower part. Yes, so this is how it turns out. Very, very beautiful. Don't forget to clean up the edges, the inside, okay, to give it a neat finishing. So once this is done, guys, man, at this point, I just wanted to accessorize this a bit. So I have this beautiful accessory, and I have my gum. This is not sewable, so gum has to do this. So I have to now attach it to the edge. Okay, of course this is optional, but I choose to do this one all the way to go around the collar neckline and down to the end on the other side. I wish I had more. I'd have also fixed it on the sleeve part as well. So this made it more beautiful. It has these stones all over it and it's so beautiful. Yeah, so guys, and that is it. So once this is done now, all you need to do is to bring up everything together. Okay, right side to right side. Then you go ahead and sew the side. Take it from the sleeve through the armhole. It will go through the pocket and straight down. Repeat the same thing on the other side, and finally hem the bottom of the dress. And guys, we're done with this beautiful outfit, guys. That is it, guys, on how to make this very beautiful and stylish Agbada Kaftan. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me, and I hope you really find this helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends and sewing communities. I will really, really appreciate this a lot. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.